Hey, good morning, guys. It's Reggie Pegues here, Prospering Dad. And I wanted to share with you guys this great message this morning. First of all, happy Monday. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Hope that you got some things done. It looks like spring has finally broke through, particularly here in New York. The weather's great. Good morning, Danielle. How you doing? The weather's been great. It's really a beautiful day here today, and I hope you guys are enjoying a great Monday. Good morning, Jamaica. How you doing? So before we begin, as always, if you're watching me on YouTube, we're now over here on Facebook Live. So indulge me as I say good morning. Type in a comment to let me know where you're viewing me from. Also type in a comment to let me know if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay. Guys, it's been a great weekend. I had a great weekend with my daughter. We went out and we did a health fair this week at her school, which was awesome. We got to share with the community. I always love giving back, and it's a great thing. Good morning, Ben. Good to see you. Good morning, James. So good to see you guys. So, as you can see, today's title is we're going to talk about if you can change your self-image, you can change your life. If you can change your self-image, you can change your life. So the question I want to ask you guys is, how do you see yourself? How is it that you see yourself? Now, when I say see ourselves, the Bible says we can look at our reflection and then as soon as we walk away, we will forget it. But our self-image is deeper than that. Our self-image is internal. Our self-image is what we see inside. And our self-image is developed and it's shaped by our experiences, our life experiences, okay? So, before we dive in, I want you to realize something. Each and every one of us, we have three masks. We have three masks that we wear. The first mask that we wear is the mask that we put on when we would show what we want to show the world. That's the first mask that we put on. The one that we put on that is our persona to the outside world. The second mask that we put on is the mask that we put on for the persona that we show ourselves. And the third mask is the mask that we put on for the persona of who we want to be. Okay, so I have 3 points I want to get across to you guys today about this. I recently, my mentor suggested, I recently began reading this book, because I really love studying the mind. I really love studying human behavior. Because not only is it something that I enjoy and I'm passionate about, it also helps me in my ability to serve people greater, and it also serves me in my business. So right now I'm reading, I know on this camera it's backwards, guys, but I'm reading Psycho-Cybernetics, which is a awesome book. It's an old book. My mentor recommended it to me. It's by Dr. Maxwell Maltz, and it's just so fascinating. And I started thinking about what I was reading, and it really ties into. Good morning, Teresa. Good to see you. I think you're a first-time viewer. Type in the comments to let me know where you're viewing from. James, type in the comments to let me know where you're viewing from. It gets into our self-image, how important our self-image. My boy, Tony Woods, good morning. Type in the comments, bro. Let me know where you're watching from. And our self-image is so important, but it's something that we don't address frequently because we are just so accustomed to it. We're so used to our personal self-image, but we don't understand the gravity or the value it plays in our lives in terms of what we do, our outcomes, what we attract, what we bring into ourselves. So we have to understand that we carry a mental picture of ourselves around all the time. Good morning, Sheila. Good to see you. I think you're a first-time viewer. Please type in the comments to let me know where you're viewing from. So we carry this mental picture of ourselves, of how we see ourselves. Do we see ourselves, internally? Do we see ourselves as being successful, or do we see ourselves as being failures? Do we see ourselves as people of possibility, or we see ourselves as people of lack? Do we see ourselves as being in good shape, or do we see ourselves as being in poor health? This is part of our self-image, because our self-image determines how we relate to the world. Our self-image determines our outcomes. It determines our narrative in the way that it shapes who we are. Now, when any of these components are out of order, or they're not congruent, they're not aligned, it creates chaos within ourselves. Meaning that if your outward persona is not lined up with the image that you have for yourself, and the image that you want of the image of yourself, that who you want to be, you are in turmoil, you're in flux, you're in chaos. It creates controversy within yourself. It creates conflict. So we have to get these things lined up. So our mental image, our mental picture of ourselves is so important, because see, we get up each and every day and we go out and we there's, again, like I said, we have these three faces. The first face that we have is the face that we have to show the world. And sometimes, we go out and we have to act tough, and we have to pretend that we're something that we're really not, because we just feel that we have to show that to the world. But behind that, the person who we really are might be in conflict with the persona that we show. Guys, if this is making sense, let me get some thumbs right here. If it's making sense to you and this is of some value, let's get some thumbs. Let me get some thumbs right here. So we got to carry that mental picture of ourselves. We need to have a good, we hear people always talk about having low self-esteem. Having low self-esteem. Well, that's directly connected to your self-image, how you see yourself. How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself in the world? How do you see yourself fitting in? Now, the good news is that you can always change your self-image. The bad news is, a lot of us, because of conformity, we just continue to march, and we continue to just go through life without taking hold of our life. We go through life pointing to outside external things being the factors of contributing to us not living the full life that we want to live, as opposed to taking responsibility and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to take control of my image. I'm going to take control of the narrative in my life. Regardless of who it is, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're out of a relationship, whether it's your boss, whether it's your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mom, your dad, you have to take responsibility of that. Now, as I said, our mental pictures are shaped by our experiences. But here's the cool thing. You can change your experiences. Where does it come from? Where does our self-image come from? Well, it comes from our own beliefs. It comes from what it is that we believe about ourselves, or what we accept about ourselves. And again, as I said, it comes from past experiences. Past experience from even from the womb all the way up to now. Stephen, good morning. Well, it's afternoon for you where you're in the world. Good afternoon, Stephen. Ramon, good morning. Good to see you. So it comes from our own beliefs. What do you believe about yourself? Earl Nightingale says this, he said this all the time, and I just adopted this as a mantra. We become what we think about. We become what we think about. So what is it that you're thinking about every day, all day? Are you speaking life over yourself, or are you speaking death? Are you speaking abundance over yourself, or are you speaking lack? Because see, abundance is everywhere. And right here, I'm going to tell you a brief story. As a child, I was a bit of an impresario in music and with sports, and basically whatever I touched, I was able to do it. So many people used to just load accolades on top of me. Reggie, you're this and you're that, and you're going to be this, and you're so bright and you're so smart. And I was actually in junior high school. When I took one of the state exams, I scored a perfect score, and they thought that I cheated. They actually thought I cheated because I scored a perfect score. And because I came from an inner city and I came from a predominantly black neighborhood, the powers that be thought that it was impossible for me to have that type of intellect and intelligence and have that type of ability to pass the test. And it became a big thing. Now, like as I said before, it's about experiences. So that experience, because they doubted my ability and they questioned my integrity and character, it affected me a couple of years after that when it went to, in terms of going to school, because I was like, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not that smart. I took the exam. I know I didn't cheat. But then, it was like, maybe I did cheat. But I didn't. You understand? So our experiences can turn us around. Ramon, type in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, bro. So our past experience shape our self-image, right? So, but here's the thing. Because our mind is such fertile ground, it's so powerful but yet so fragile, our mind doesn't care what information we feed it. It doesn't care. That's why they spend millions of dollars to try to control and manipulate our minds through television. So guys, if you're watching a lot of television, turn it off, right? But we get to choose what goes in, what goes into our eye gate, what goes into our ear gate, what goes into our mind. We get to control that. And when you can either feed it good information or bad. Oh, my phone dropped. I'm about to hold the rest of it. We can feed it either good information or we can feed it bad information. But the reality of it is this. You get to control the information that goes into your mind. So, knowing that, be aware of the information that you're taking in. Feed your brain good stuff. Turn the television off. People say, well, I don't have time to work on me. You do if you turn the television off. Turn the television off, guys. Be the hero in your story. Sorry for the shaky screen. My stand fell. So if we know that our past experiences shape our present and it helps to shape our self-image, then we have to be more diligent and responsible for that. And the last point that I have for you guys is, ourself, we become the key to a better life. We become the key. Hey, Dorvo, good morning. We become the key to a better life. Your self-image is everything. Your self-perception is everything. Your self-esteem is everything. It's what you make it. So if you're not happy with your self-image, if you're not happy and your three masks don't line up, the mask that you show the world, the mask of who you really are, and the mask of who you really want to be, if that doesn't line up, you can adjust that. You can fix it. You can turn that around. You can make it what it is that you want it to be. So guys, you're worthy. You're worthy of the life that you want to have. You're worthy of the narrative that you want to write. You're worthy to have, be, do, and have the things that you want in your life. But you have to take responsibility for that. So, as always, guys, hop over to my YouTube channel, Hollis 205. That's HOLLIS 205 on YouTube. Like this video today. Like whatever video that you watch there. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button so when I upload new material, you'll be the first to know. Hit the notification button here so you know when I come on, particularly with our You Are Worthy series and broadcast Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Like and share this video because someone needs this word today. Guys, have a wonderful Monday. Have a great day. It's a new week. Set attainable, reachable goals for yourself and watch what happens. But most importantly, take 100% responsibility for your life and things will start to turn around. On that note, guys, listen, may God continue to bless you, and I look forward to talking to you on Wednesday.